Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alrighty, what is up, my artists? Welcome to the top 10 best movies of 2025. Obviously, a couple days ago, you saw my worst list come out, and I always do a best and a worst list, obviously. And so, on to the best list, what I thought was the best. Now, obviously, rules here. It's the deadline is, it goes from January 1st to December 10th. Anything before January 1st or after December 10th does not qualify for the main list. Anything that I missed last year goes in the what I missed section. And anything that's after the deadline of December 10th is eligible for next year. So, fucking, obviously spoilers ahead. This year was an okay year for movies. I'm not gonna lie. It was an okay year for movies. It was also a bad year, so we already talked about that, but it was a pretty okay year for movies, so I am excited to get into the best of the best this year. So, with that being said, we will go ahead and get to the What I Missed section. Also, I forget, another rule, only one movie per franchise. So, there's that. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get into the What I Missed section. And, yeah.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, getting on to what I missed from last year. Obviously, I talked about a lot of movies last year, but there has been some things that I did miss. Not many as what I missed for the worst list. But still, there is some movies that I have missed this year. Well, not this year, but fucking in 2024. And I watched this year. So, with that being said, we'll get into the two movies that I missed. So, number one, we have Sonic the Hedgehog 3. I saw this on January 1st this year. It was the first movie I watched this year in theaters and in general. It was great. Like, fucking the Sonic films have been wonderful endeavors. I'm glad video game films are getting better and better. I know some people are very critical of video game films in some cases, but for me, they could be a lot worse. I mean, I remember when I would see a video game film and I would groan of how fucking bad some of them were, and now I can see a video game film and they're not actually that bad, and a lot of adaptations have been pretty good, especially the Sonic franchise. You know, you would think with the cursed ass fucking fandom that it wouldn't be good, but you know, after the redesign, which was a godsend, I think they've really done well. I actually have all three on Steelbook. I'm excited for the fourth film that's already scheduled to release in I think 2027, I believe. But no, Keanu Reeves is great as Shadow, and like I really like the Shadow character. Like, Shadow character is badass in the Sonic series until, you know, you get to the edginess with the guns. Like, then it just gets like really fucking edgy and cringe. But I really enjoyed Sonic 3. It was an enjoyable experience. So I missed that last year. Another film that I missed last year. It wasn't on my radar until it released. It had a late release in theaters. Nora, starring Mickey. I can't remember her name. I'm blanking on it right now. It's about a stripper who gets called to be an escort for this guy, and this dude's rich and he's foreign and all. Mickey Madison is her name, but he's like just this fucking rich dude who fucking just keeps calling her as an escort, and basically they get married and all sorts of shit, like drama shit. It's a really emotional, hard-hitting film. I can't do it justice explaining it. Honestly, I would rather you guys just go ahead and watch it yourself, because I can't do it justice of how emotional the film is. Like, it's a very heavy film. But Mickey Madison does a great job in her performance. The acting is great. The cinematography is wonderful. And yeah, I mean, that's that. That is what I missed from 2024. Now on to the main 2025 list, and we'll see what's coming in at number 10 on the top 10 best films of 2025. Of course, that is my opinion. It is my opinion, so don't fucking kill me, okay? I can state my opinion if I want. But on to number 10 on my list for the best films of 2025.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 10, we have Borderline, starring Samara Weaving and Ray Nicholson, Jack Nicholson's son. Now, I have talked about on my channel how Ray Nicholson deserved better on when it came to Smile 2. Thank God he's doing better stuff. So, basically, this film was about Samara Weaving's character and how she's a pop star and she is this big fucking goddamn like superstar, megastar. And Ray Nicholson basically plays this stalker who thinks that he's in a relationship with Samara Weaving's character, and basically he thinks he's engaged, and pretty much it's a whole situation where he's already incarcerated in this insane asylum, like prison type deal, but he escapes to actually marry Samara Weaving's character. And then basically the gist of that is how fucked the movie is. Basically it's just kind of like a Stockholm syndrome type movie, but reversed, if that makes sense. Like, she doesn't reciprocate the affection that Ray Nicholson is giving her, but he is so deluded that he thinks that she is and that she wants to marry him and all this shit. And it's a fucked up plot line. It's the perfect role for Ray Nicholson, if I'm being honest. Samara Weaving, I've seen her in a lot of movies. Mayhem, I saw her in Ready or Not. That's a movie I've also seen her in. She's a really great lead in these types of films. So, and we'll talk about another film of hers on my honorable mentions later on. But no, like, this film was well acted, well versed, had a great story. I enjoyed I enjoyed the premise a lot. I think it screamed more original to me. And like I've said dozens and dozens of times before, I gravitate towards originality because Hollywood is not that original nowadays. So yeah, that was Borderline. I think it was a really good film. Go ahead and watch it. It's on Amazon Prime Video right now. If you guys have the time, it's a relatively short watch too. It's only like an hour and a half, so it's definitely something that you guys could watch and it not be a big like time consumption, if that makes sense. But I look forward to seeing what Samara Weaving and Ray Nicholson do next. I know Samara Weaving has Ready or Not 2 coming up. I don't know what Ray Nicholson has up in his repertoire of movies. But on that note, let's go ahead and get to number 9 on my list for the best movies of 2025.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 9 on my list, we have Companion, starring Jack Quaid. Big Jack Quaid fan here, big The Boys fan. And I really enjoy his role in Scream 5, as much as the premise of the reveal was kind of stupid. Reddit and 4chan. But, so this movie shocked me, mainly because, so, the trailers made it out to be like this story of two lovers who basically are, like, that they like pain and all that, and that's like their pleasure and shit. Now, and it made me intrigued for the movie. I'm not saying this isn't saying it as a bad thing, because it tricked me in a good way. Basically, like I said, spoilers ahead. When I finally watched this film, it came out in February. I didn't get to watch it until like September. When I finally watched this film, it turned out that Jack Quaid, his character, basically, the woman who's the main character in this, she is a robot, like a sex robot, or not like a sex robot, but a girlfriend companion robot, and she doesn't know it, but he does, and he's able to control her in multiple different ways. It's fucked. It's fucked. And it was a curveball because of how they directed the trailers, and I wasn't expecting it. Now, like I said, I say that in a good way. It's not a film. If you guys are looking for just like a normal fun watch, this would work if you like sci-fi. But if you don't like sci-fi stuff, I would deter you from it. But it's a really good sci-fi, like, action kind of drama type romance film. It has a lot of genres mixed in with the whole story in general, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed the cinematography as well. Like, there's some really nice shots of the woods in this film. Like, really nice drone shots. Really nice camera work. I am like a fucking simp for good cinematography. So if you do some cool shots, cool. But it's also got to make sense in the movie. Like we said, like I've said before, Smile 2. Just because you did cool shots doesn't mean you're a fucking good film. Goddamn. But like, it has the cinematography and it matches the vibe of the film, so it doesn't take you out of the film at all either. And that's that also increased my liking for this film. But I think the acting's great. Like I said, Jack Quaid, I am a big Jack Quaid fan. I think he is a really good actor. I think he's probably the future of like modern acting. That's saying something for me. I think he could really get some really good fucking roles. And I'll talk about Jack Quaid more on this fucking list later on in the video. But yeah, like I really enjoyed Companion. I think it was an interesting take on the tropes that it was given, the romantic tropes, the like Stockholm syndrome. A lot of them have to do with the Stockholm syndrome type shit. I don't know why. What my fucking brain was feeling for this list, but no, it was really good, and it was a really fun film. Definitely a great sci-fi film. It has great effects as well. But yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say besides Companion comes in at number 9 on my list, and let's go ahead and get to number 8 of the top 10 best movies of 2025.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 8 on my list for the top 10 best movies of 2025, we have Eternity, starring Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen. This was a romantic comedy film. God, there's so many romantic films on this, this list. I don't know what. Maybe I'm just lonely this year. I'll stop. But fucking, this movie was about an old couple passing away, both passing away. And basically, so you have to find, basically you have to find your eternity with your loved one. Once you enter your eternity, you can't leave, basically. So Miles Teller's character waits there for his wife. It takes her about a couple more months before he goes. And when fucking she gets there, her ex-husband who died in the war is there, and it's basically a fight for her love and all this. And eventually it gets to the point where the veteran, the ex, wins for a little bit, and then it gets to a point where Elizabeth Olsen's character just says fuck it, and she would rather be with Miles Teller's character. But it's a very heartwarming and emotional story about love. It's quite simple. It's not anything that... It's something you could turn on and just enjoy. It's very enjoyable. I like the premise as well. It was very original. Like I've said before, just originality is key. Please keep being original, people. Keep being fucking original. And the acting was great. Miles Teller and Elizabeth Olsen, obviously great actors and actresses. Very, very big fan of both of them when it comes to acting ability and everything. But yeah, not much to say here. Just a really good romantic comedy film, and it's really enjoyable. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to number 7 on my list for the top 10 best movies of 2025. Let's get it.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 7 on my list, we have Begonia. I believe that's how you say it. It starred Emma Stone. So, this film was made by the same guy who made Poor Things, which I mentioned when I watched it, that it was a good film, but it was an uncomfortable watch because some of the themes. This one, I feel, was a lot better in terms of presentation and expectation as well. There's also a scene in here where Emma Stone legitimately gets her head shaved, and it's done for real. Like, it's not, it's like one take, everything, and all that. Basically, this film is about two guys who think that Emma Stone is an alien, so they kidnap her, and basically they want to dissect her to make discoveries and all this shit. And so the twist is she actually is an alien. It's so, like, it's cool, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying it's bad, because it's pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But it just comes out of kind of nowhere, because I'm thinking there's gonna be this big twist of it. It's just not gonna be a thing and everything, and then they just twist it on me like it's some Shyamalan shit, but not as bad as Shyamalan. I will tell you, if it was a Shyamalan twist, it would have been fucking a goddamn god. But yeah, like, I really enjoyed this film. I think the acting was well done, cinematography was well done. The pacing of this story was actually a lot better than Poor Things, I feel. Because with Poor Things, comparing it to this, I feel Poor Things felt longer, and more drawn out. But Begonia feels, even though it's about around the same length, it feels faster and not as dragged out as typically other works have been. Typically, I'm not a very keen on making a movie over 2 hours sometimes, because sometimes it just doesn't need it, if I'm being completely honest with you. I feel like some films could work well with it, but some just don't, and they're drawn out and long and too long. This doesn't feel like that. I feel like for every moment that I watched it, I feel like I wasn't disappointed, if that makes sense. Like, I was intrigued the entire time about what the story was going and where it was going, and I feel as if that helped me kind of structure this opinion, because a lot of films go on my worst list because they're just boring and they feel long and whatever. You know, that's what a lot of my dishonorable mentions was filled with on my worst list. And this takes that expectation and doesn't fuck with me on it. But yeah, I look forward to seeing more from this director. I know he got an award for Poor Things, and that's cool. I feel like he deserves more of an award for this than Poor Things. I did enjoy Poor Things, but I feel like this was better, if I'm being completely honest. But again, that's my opinion, not the general audience. But yeah, I really think this is a good watch, and I think it's worth a watch. If you like weird alien type films, I would definitely give it a watch. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have much else to say about Begonia. Just a good film, honestly. So go ahead and give it a watch, and we will go ahead and get to number 6 on my list.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 6 on my list.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 5, we have Queen of the Ring. This movie was a biopic of Mildred Burke, female professional wrestler from the 1930s. It was a really good story. I wasn't expecting much from it, because a lot of wrestling movies, of course, I'm a wrestling guy, so a lot of wrestling movies, they don't really entice me that much, because a lot of people think, oh, wrestling's fake. No, it's scripted. I have to go on and on and on about that to people, and so they don't take it really that seriously. I think a lot of people really like The Wrestler, starring Mickey Rourke. I don't. It's not a wrestling movie to me. I like more movies like this. I have in the past enjoyed Fighting with My Family. I've also enjoyed, trying to think, other wrestling movies I've really enjoyed. The Iron Claw, I really enjoyed. And of course this one too. I think it's very interesting, especially going back to a time where I didn't watch wrestling. Because, it was the 30s. So, I wasn't even my mother wasn't even the gleam in her mother's eye. And her mother wasn't even the gleam, wasn't even the gleam in her mother's eye. So, safe to say, I definitely didn't watch wrestling from the 1930s, but it's definitely a historic time for wrestling, because this is when women's first started getting into wrestling, and there was a big gap of people who, at the time, women's rights wasn't necessarily the biggest thing on people's minds at the time. I'm glad America has changed, might I add, but I also didn't expect to see so many professional wrestling people in movies. I don't usually, because usually they don't they don't sit there and cast them. I saw Jim Cornette is in this fucking film. Jim Cornette, the GOAT, dude, is in this film, and I wasn't expecting it. Also, Tony Storm is in this film. Mickey James is in this film. Britt Baker, Naomi, all in this film. All of them are in this fucking film. It's really nice to actually see the sport be respected and not treated like some fake bullshit like people like to treat it like, because it's not. It's scripted, and I'm glad that we can get a film like this to set the record straight and also honor Mildred Burke for what she did for the business. And it was a really entertaining watch. I feel the acting was great. Also, I didn't expect to see Tyler Posey. The last time I saw Tyler Posey in a film was Truth or Dare. He's gotten better. He's gotten better when it comes to acting, I'll tell you. Because he did really well in this film. And it was just, it was a great show of love for the sport. And I really appreciate that. I really do, because it gets to a point sometimes, especially with media and how the media perceives pro wrestling, it gets to a point where it's frustrating sometimes. So to see something that actually puts its heart and soul out there for the person it is honoring, along with the sport itself that it's honoring, I really am glad there is something like that. Thank you, Queen of the Ring. You are a great fucking film. I enjoyed it all the way through. Nice seeing all the personalities in the movie as well, and it was just a fun time. And I I really enjoyed myself. I wish I would have got to see it in the theater. That was one thing I almost saw in the theater, but I didn't have the time in March to see it. It came out in, I believe, March 15th, I want to say, of this year, and I wasn't actually going to the theaters as much at that point of time in the year. And it had like limited showings. That was a problem too. Around me, at least, it had limited showings, which was difficult because I was like, shit, well, I want to see it, but it has limited showings. That's another thing I've just been trying to work around when it comes to some of these movies, because some of them I have had to really find a way to watch them, you know. But no, like, honestly, like, this was a really fun film and a really respectable film, and I think it honors Mildred Burke's legacy, and the acting just is superb. I do really enjoy this film. So, Queen of the Ring, good film, good pacing, good cinematography. It really looks like something from the 1930s. Like, obviously not to that point, but like the lighting and everything, it definitely feels like something from that day and age, you know. But yeah, I mean, that's that. Queen of the Ring, good film. On to the next number on the list. We have number 4 on my top 10 best movies of 2025 list. Let's go ahead and get to it right about now.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 4, we have a really hot take for people. I know people are going to be upset with this choice. Oh, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Now, before I get the angry comments of, you don't know films, you don't know this, you don't know that, you don't know this, I am a fan of the Five Nights at Freddy's series. Now, I put the first film on my honorable mentions of 2023 because I liked it. I thought it was a good film. Not a lot of people liked it. Audience did. Critics, not so much. Same case we have here with FNAF 2, and even some people say that, oh, the FNAF fans don't know writing or that. Look, I am a critic myself, okay? And sometimes, even though if I will admit it has its flaws, I will admit that, but for a fan of the games myself, I think this was a fun watch, and I really don't think you should take it that seriously. I think a lot of people, want to take shit like this seriously and then fucking sit there and say that like shit like Megan is good horror. Get the fuck out of here. Alright? Five Nights at Freddy's 2, for what it is, for a fan film, for it being a film that is for the fans and is made solely for them, not even for critics. And I've said before, like, you should be able to enjoy everything. You should be able to have your opinion on everything, and that is the case. You guys could have your opinion on Five Nights at Freddy's 2. And I have my own. I enjoy the film. I'm not going to hate you for not liking it. If you guys don't like it, then okay. That's okay. But for me, I enjoy it. And that shouldn't be a problem to other people. I feel like a lot of people, they tend to have problems with stuff like that. So, honestly, like, I feel as if that some people definitely take stuff like this too seriously. And like I said with the video game adaptations earlier on in the video, I feel like this is faithful, but not completely like a ripped from the game. And that's fine too. I feel as if, because Scott Cawthon has said that the movie lore is different from the game lore. And I think we should also take that into consideration as well, because a lot of people want it to be just like the games. Oh, it's just going to be just like the games, you know. No. I feel the games won't correlate as well to a general audience. And even though a general audience liked this film, so I think it was good for what it was. And you could have your opinion all you want. At the end of the day, I think it was a good adaptation. I think the FNAF fans are getting what they want. I think that once we get FNAF 3, it's going to be great. Hopefully I don't want to die, and hopefully I'm not jinxing it. But no, like, I feel like a lot of the hate is definitely forced. But then, again, like I said, everybody has their own opinion, and you can't hate them for that. So, if you don't like this film, it's okay. I really enjoy it, and that's my opinion. So, at the end of the day, I really enjoy Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I even got the fucking Toy Freddy popcorn bucket that's disgusting and cursed, and it cost an arm and a leg. So, please make a third film, because I spent a lot of money on your popcorn bucket, motherfucker. So please, oh my god. But yeah. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and get into number 3 on my list for the top 10 best films of 2025.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 3 on my list is Novocaine, again starring Jack Quaid. He has made a record 2 films on my main list where he is the lead actor. God damn. Fucking how the fuck do you make that possible? Oh, man. So, Novocaine is about Novocaine, who fucking basically cannot feel pain. So basically most of his fucking life is very dangerous, and he has to live in a bubble all the time, half the time. Pretty much, not like actually, like, but metaphorically. And he gets with this girl, and this girl gets kidnapped. Turns out she's a part of the whole thing. But either way, he is trying to save her, and they end up together in the end. It's honestly a really cool fucking movie. I think the action is great, the acting is great, the premise is based off comic books, so the comics of Novocaine, and that, you know, I'm learning about more and more new comics each day from seeing all these fucking adaptations of things. I didn't know what the fuck Invincible was until fucking Amazon Prime did a show. Same with The Boys. And fucking, I didn't know fucking Novocaine was a thing until I watched this. So, safe to say, it's making me learn more things about comics. I don't really read a lot of comics. That's more of like a Kyle thing, because he's a cretin. I'll stop. But, no, Novocaine, just a great film. And good on you, Jack Quaid, for fucking somehow making my list twice. The main list twice. That is a fucking record if I've ever seen it. Bro, like, I don't even know how. Like, I'm not even trying to dick suck at this point. Like, it's just shocking how fucking he had 2 really fucking good movies. One that's in the top 3 of this year, and it really, you know, it was really fun. You know, I I definitely like the comedy in this film too. And fucking, what's actually random? I forgot to mention, fucking the CEO of Sex, Ned from Spider-Man, is in this film. Like, I haven't seen him since Spider-Man No Way Home, and he just shows up in this shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, it's so random as to why he just shows up in this fucking film. Like, he doesn't play Ned. I don't know what the fuck his name is. I just know him as the CEO of Sex meme, okay? Don't fucking, like, come at me. Because I know fucking Kyle's fucking Spider-Man loving ass probably knows all of the fucking actors and actresses' names, okay? I don't, okay? Fucking, but no, like, it's so fucking random that he shows up in this film, but he's a good addition, so he's lost weight too. It's good. That's good for him. But no, Novocaine, that was basically that. Go ahead and watch it. I believe it is on Paramount Plus right now for you guys to go watch it. So go ahead and enjoy it, and we'll get to number 2 on my list.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 2 on my list for the top 10 best films of 2025, we have Thunderbolts, aka The New Avengers. Marvel, I have a history with Marvel because typically they don't necessarily end up on my best list every year. This is the first time that a Marvel film has landed on my best list 2 years in a row. Last year with Deadpool and Wolverine, that was number 1 on my list last year. And this year with Thunderbolts coming in at number 2. And I think that's great. I'm glad they're getting their groove back. They really fucking needed to. But no, like, I was shocked by this film. I saw a lot of feedback on Twitter for this film. I wasn't originally going to watch it in the theater. And then I kept seeing people saying, oh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. And I was like, okay, well, I have to see if it's actually so good. So I fucking went to see it, and it was actually pretty good. Like, I wasn't really bored. I wasn't, like, groaning. The comedy was good. Florence Pugh was great. I always love seeing her ass. Fucking David Harbour was great in his role. Always gotta love Bucky. No, it was a fun film. And I don't remember, there's not a lot of Marvel films recently that make me feel that way. Like, the last one before Deadpool and Wolverine, I believe, that made me feel like I enjoyed it was fucking No Way Home. And that says something. So, I don't know. It really got me excited for Avengers Doomsday, too. Like, I'm, like, hype for Avengers Doomsday next year. Too bad it won't fucking qualify for my best list next year. But, if it would've, I don't know. I can't speak for next year yet. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. But, no, like, I didn't expect this film to be as good as it was, and it surprised me in a good way. So, I don't really have much to say else besides that. I think you guys should just go watch the Thunderbolts. If anything, for Florence Pugh. I fucking love Florence Pugh. I'm 22. I can give you my number. I wish she wasn't taken. Damn it. I'm a fucking simp. Okay, don't. Especially her in leather. Okay, I'll stop. But no, nonetheless, let's get out of fucking Austin's goddamn simp corner,
because I know fucking I'm gonna get fucking clowned on for it, okay? So, yeah, fucking The Thunderbolts, great film, comes in at number 2 on my list. I'm looking forward to Avengers Doomsday, and I'm hoping Marvel keeps getting better and better. Who knows? We'll see. Fucking, hopefully I didn't jinx it again. But yeah, on to my honorable mentions for the best list.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in for our honorable mentions for the year. This is stuff that was good, but I didn't think was good enough to go on the main list. Not saying that it's bad, just not as good. So, we're going to go down the list here. We have The Running Man, which is a remake of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Running Man from 1987. But it's more faithful to the Stephen King novel than the Schwarzenegger one. And even Arnold Schwarzenegger gave his blessing for this film. Very enjoyable. Glenn Powell has been... He's honestly been pretty underrated, in my opinion. Some of the things he stars in is iffy. But the things that I do see him star in, I've never hated the guy. So I think The Running Man was okay. I think it was a good film. It's a good popcorn flick, definitely. Like, not something that you have to like look through and fucking analyze. I feel like it's just something you can watch, turn your mind off, have a fun time. So there's that one. Next, we have One Battle After Another. Now, So, here's the thing. I like this film. I really do. I really do. My problem, though, is how fucking long it is. That's what puts it on the honorable mentions, because I can't... To me, personally, if you have the time, go ahead. I more power to you. It took me a while to even put this on because of how long it was. This movie is over 3 hours. Now, I've said many times before, a film should average an hour and a half. Okay? I'm not saying that other films can't be longer, okay? You could be over 2 hours if it's warranted. Even you can get up to 3 hours if it is absolutely necessary. This film, while good, and it has some of the best cinematography I've seen in years, okay? Like, I really like a lot of the cinematography on this list, but One Battle After Another has great cinematography. The problem is the runtime, because I don't think, and I'm gonna get put on a stake for this, I don't think that it deserves 3 hours, over 3 hours, in fact. It's a good film, like I said, but oh my god, is it a long fucking watch. Like, man, I was ready to be done with the film an hour and a half in, even 2 hours in. I was just like, okay, get to the point, man, get to the point, get to the fucking point. Not saying it's bad, because it was an enjoyable experience all throughout, but it just felt so fucking long that I was just like, oh my god. And I don't want to feel that way during the movie. Like I said, it has to be warranted for that time slot, okay? It has to be warranted. Because if not, I'm just watching something, and I'm enjoying some of it, but it just, I can't I'll be over it by the time fucking it gets over, you know? And that's a big problem with some of these films. So, like I said, I like One Battle After Another, but it has that problem of overstaying its welcome, and that's why it's on my honorable mentions instead of my main list. It would have went, if it was like an hour shorter, it would have went on my main list. I promise you. Because I know a lot of people love this film, but I could only give it an honorable mention because of how long it is. After that, we have The Long Walk, another film based on a Stephen King story. I enjoyed it. There wasn't much to say about it. The characters were intriguing. The story was intriguing. It was about a group of young men going on a long walk for basically whatever they want. Fucking, they get to choose whatever they want if they're the last man standing. But the thing is, if they stop walking fucking for 3 miles, like the average they have to walk, the speed is 3 miles. If they stop walking that amount of time, they get fucking slaughtered by the men in, like, around them in tanks and shit. And it's a really good emotional story, and it kind of had my heartstrings at times in this film. And that's just how good the storytelling was. The Long Walk is a great film, and I think it is definitely worth a watch. Also, we have Wicked for Good. The first Wicked made my main list last year, but Wicked for Good I don't think is as good as the first Wicked. I'm not really a musical guy, so it was a shock that Wicked even came on my fucking main list last year. It's not that it's a bad film, it's just I feel the story in this one it felt rushed, if that makes sense. It felt very rushed, and that's saying something because it was over 2 hours. Like, so this has the opposite of One Battle After Another. This movie felt fucking rushed as fuck, and One Battle After Another felt long as fuck. And that's a big problem. I don't think your film should feel fucking rushed and all this shit. I think you should actually, put depth in the story. There was depth, but not enough to make me like it more. Like, I did enjoy it. It just, I would have enjoyed it more if there was more depth in the movie and it didn't feel rushed and all sorts of shit, Then we have Eenie Meenie, which is a Hulu exclusive starring Samara Weaving. I talked about her earlier in the fucking main list, but it was basically about Samara Weaving as a getaway driver, and she gets roped back into the crime life trying to save her ex. And yeah, it's a fun watch. I would just go ahead and watch it. I'm not going to say much about it because it's just a fun watch. Final Destination Bloodlines is another one here. Usually I'm not for the requel, sequel, fucking shit and everything, but I feel like this was a well done sequel to the Final Destination movies. It was a very well done send off to Tony Todd, who passed away a couple years back, or actually I think it was last year. Actually, but either way, it sucks. And rest in peace to Tony Todd. Fucking, he was a great actor and just a wonderful person. His acting roles, though, he picked some weird ones. Fucking Tales from the Hood 3, I'm talking about you. I'll stop. But fucking, I think Final Destination Bloodlines was a great film. So, on to that. Next we have him. I'm gonna get put on the stake for this, even though it's an honorable mention. A lot of people didn't like him, and my thing was, it is so cursed. It's so cursed because of Marlon Wayans. It's just a cursed film, and it's actually like, I liked the story. I know a lot of people didn't, and a lot of people said it was ass, but I actually really enjoyed the story. So fucking shoot me, whatever. I don't care. Then we have Weapons. I am not gonna say much about Weapons because you just need to watch. Just watch. Great film. I didn't think it was as good to be on my fucking best list though, but on the honorable mentions, go ahead and watch it, please. Please do me that favor and watch it. Then we have a documentary on Paramount Plus. We have Stands, great documentary about Eminem's fan base and just how he feels about his fan base. It's really cool. It's a really cool way to like look into it, and it's kind of like it opens a lot of people's eyes by watching it and everything. Fucking great documentary. I'm not really the biggest documentary guy, but Stands was a nice, cool, touching documentary. Now, probably the most cursed one on this list, a Minecraft movie. Now, I know it's fucking bad. Alright, I get it. But here's the thing. It's so bad that it's good, and then it's so good that it's cursed, and it's so cursed that it's bad, but then it's so cursed and bad that it's good again. I don't know how to that's the only way I could explain a Minecraft movie. It's disgusting, but it's fucking fun to watch. So, fucking, yeah, it's fucking awful, but it's an honorable mention in my best list because it gave me some fucking laughs, okay? Because of how fucking bad it was and how good it became. Like, laughably good. Fucking, oh, that just tells you my fucking standards. I'll stop. But, then we have Until Dawn. I did a Until Dawn and Sinners, double feature. I called it Until Sinners. I thought it rung off, like, the name rung off the tongue, you know. I thought it was a cool name or whatever for the double feature. Until Dawn, I haven't played the games, but I want to. Or, well, I guess game, I should say. I know a lot of this movie was not as faithful to the actual game itself, but I feel as if this movie can stand on its own as a regular film and not a game adaptation at times. So, not necessarily a bad film, but I can't put it on my main list because it's not really the best adaptation, if that makes sense. Then we have
Sinners. And this was a movie that a lot of people put on their best list, on their top 5 best movies of the year. I liked Sinners, don't get me wrong. I don't think it was a masterpiece, as everybody said. I think it has its flaws. But Sinners was a fucking great film. I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw it in IMAX, and I had a good time watching it. So, yeah, Sinners is definitely going on my honorable mentions. Then we had Roofman, starring Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst. It was a story about a true story about a robber who robbed like 45 different McDonald's, and then basically gets caught, escapes prison, and stays in a fucking a roof of the Toys R Us for 6 months, and kind of gets this relationship with Kirsten Dunst's character, and has like this relationship with her kids and everything, and it's a really emotional story, and I think it is definitely worth a watch. Coming in next on the honorable mentions, we have Heads of State on Amazon Prime, starring John Cena and Idris Elba. just a really fucking good action film. I think it's dumb fun, and that's all it needs to be on my honorable mentions, if I'm being completely honest with you. And then the last film on my honorable mentions is Ballerina from the world of John Wick. This film it definitely has the spirit of John Wick, and this is almost on my main list, like so close to being on my main list. If I didn't see Borderline recently, it would have been number 10. But I feel as if, like, it was a really good film, and it had the spirit of the John Wick universe and everything, but I don't think it was as good as, like, the John Wick films. But it was still a great fucking film. So, with that being said, that was my honorable mentions for this year. So fucking many of them. There was a lot of them. A lot of good this year, but also a lot of bad, if you remember what we talked about fucking a couple days ago with my worst list. So, fucking either way, on that note, I would like to get to what I thought was the number one best movie of 2025. So let's go ahead and get to it. I'm excited to talk about it. And let's go ahead and get to it.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Alrighty, coming in at number 1 on my top 10 best movies of 2025. We have James Gunn's Superman. Fucking this has revived DC. Holy shit, James Gunn. I'm sorry. Fucking the DCEU fucking was dog shit. And we all know it. We all fucking know it. Fucking James Gunn has saved this fucking universe, this fucking brand, fucking everything. He has saved it. Thank the fucking Lord. I don't remember before this. I don't remember the last time I looked at Superman and thought, oh, that was fucking cool. Bro, he has made Superman fucking cool. I have never, bro. Oh my god. This movie was fucking actually amazing. Like, I've been a Marvel guy for years. Don't get me wrong. Like, I have been a Marvel guy for years. Their storytelling has been superb and great. Alright. At some points. And I've tried to like DC, like the DCEU, when it was fucking Zack Snyder's shit. God, no. God, no. Fucking, I have talked about my hatred for Zack Snyder, dude. And then I had like a glimmer of hope when they released the Suicide Squad. And I had a glimmer of hope because I was like, oh, James Gunn, he's fucking fire. And then these motherfuckers went crazy and gave him the whole fucking universe. And now, bro, I have seen a Superman movie that I think is fucking awesome, dude. That it's been years since I thought fucking Superman was fucking cool. Okay, bro, like this is fucking. Oh my god, fucking. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm fucking glazing James Gunn. I don't care, bro. This film actually made me feel, unlike a lot of fucking goddamn DCEU films. I am finally able to enjoy the DC universe again. Give me a top tier Harley Quinn like Margot Robbie. Bring back Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, and I'm fucking hooked. I'm telling you, bro. I'm not joking. If you bring back Margot Robbie, I will give you all of my fucking money, bro. You've already given me fucking Lobo, Jason Momoa as fucking Lobo, that's coming out in Supergirl, okay? You bet your ass I'm seeing that, okay? But nonetheless, fucking, if you give me Margot Robbie on top of that, I will fucking genuinely take all my fucking money. I don't care, James Gunn. You have fucking done it. You have done it. I'm actually enjoying superhero movies again. There's 2 superhero movies in the top 2 of my fucking best list. Hell has frozen over. And I am glad. I am glad hell is frozen over, because I am fucking finally enjoying superhero movies again, for fuck's sake. Dude. Like, I'm sorry. I'm just fucking hyped that I could actually watch a fucking DC film and not want to die. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. I'm honestly so happy that fucking DC has, like, restarted their universe and put James Gunn as their lead, because I was struggling there for a bit. Man, especially with Zack Snyder. Oh my fucking God. Man, I don't even want to say much about the movie, because you need to fucking see it. Just like I talked about with fucking Deadpool and Wolverine last year. You need to see it. You need to see it. That is how good it is. I am not going to spoil it. It's a fucking amazing fucking film. Go ahead and see Superman. Please support the DCU so they don't fucking restart it again, because I will cry. I will fucking cry, because they actually have something good going. Oh, and with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the outro. Fucking, oh my God. Alrighty, fucking, that was my list for the best movies of 2025, the top 10 best, the what I missed, the honorable mentions, the everything. I'm so glad we've had such good films this year. There has been a couple years on these lists where I've had to scrounge around for some good films, and there hasn't been much good films. So I'm glad that has changed, especially with the quality of films this year. It just is great, honestly. But yeah, I don't have much else to say. Thank you for watching, guys. I hope you guys have a happy new year. I have one more video, one more Austin Artist review for season 3, and it will be the season finale. It's going to be something that I've been working on for a long time, so get ready for that. And yeah, I will talk to you guys another time, and see you in a bit. Peace.
So bad, you spend your cash on a bitch you never had, yeah. I'ma tell me, boy, don't